Hey guys, we're going live. We're back and we're ready to go. Good to see you guys. Hope you guys had a great week. So we're going to talk about an interesting subject tonight. Before we talk about that, we want to flash some fancy stuff across the bottom of the screen there. Tonight we're going to, one of the main things that we've been teaching you guys how to do is kick the judge's butt. Yep. We got that new lawsuit package actually it's just the lawsuit that I put together that I have right now for $75. I haven't put the state package together yet, but the lawsuit that we use, I threw a couple of documents together and that package is just a bomb. And I'm teaching people how we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. The main thing we're going to talk about tonight is the judge's immunity or lack thereof. A lot of people have this twisted. So we're going to go over that so you can understand a little more about the judge's immunity or whether the judge has immunity. We're going to talk a little bit about the new lawsuit package that's making a splash. And we're going to talk about the two main things that we have in that lawsuit that I think that are making a splash. And then we're going to kind of touch base on where you can get what you need to take care of this kind of a problem. So before we get started, I want to make sure I remind you guys to click on those annoying ads that pop up. Because when you click on those ads, I get paid. And the goal is when YouTube starts paying me big money or any money, some money, for these ads on my channel, I'll be able to drop my prices even lower. My goal is to be able to provide a service where no one's turned away if you're willing to stand up and fight. That's my goal. And I'm going to need YouTube help to do that because money's not the only thing, but I do like to eat. Okay. And so I'm going to have YouTube help me with that. I need you guys to help me with that. Help YouTube with that. Help me with that. YouTube that. Okay. You guys got it, right? Also, please subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. If you respect what I'm doing here, subscribe to the channel. Click the like button. That's a huge thing too, right next to clicking, watching that ad, the annoying ad. Click the like button. That like button lets the YouTube algorithms know that you find value in what I'm doing here. And when that occurs, they show my stuff to more people. That's the way that works. So I need you to click the like button, ring the bell so you get notified when class starts so you don't be late. So I won't have to send you to the bench or make you run to the refrigerator and get some more stuff to sip on. And leave a comment. Hey, you're doing a great job. Leave a comment and let me know what you'd like to hear about. Keep in mind, I don't do the conventional stuff. So if you've heard about something or you've been watching my videos and you want to know a little more about something in one of the videos or one of my strategies or whatever, or if you have an idea how to twist it up in their face a little bit more, shoot, I'd love to hear it. I don't really care about the conventional stuff because I don't use that stuff and it doesn't matter. You can argue that the conventional foreclosure defense program is fraud from the gate, and that's why we keep it at the gate, challenging the jurisdiction. Okay, that's it. Everything is built off of the jurisdiction because the court don't have jurisdiction to leave the gate. And if you start talking about shit after you left the gate, it's like you're in the middle of the water already, so nothing's going to matter. No matter how much you argue, you still allowed them to close the gate. So you're arguing past the gate and not the stuff that happened at the gate or before the gate. So I don't want to get too carried away on the gate, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. You need to keep them at the gate. Now, one of the things I'm asking you guys to do is to share my videos on your social media, on your Facebook pages, on your Facebook, really, okay, on the other media platforms too. But I got a campaign going, so I have some attorneys in California that have blocked me from. They have Facebook block me from advertising on Facebook platform, and I'm like, well, surely I just don't think that's the only way to get shit done. So if you guys can share my videos on your page, and remember this, you may have a friend or a neighbor or someone that's facing this problem, but they're too embarrassed to tell anybody. So if they see something posted on your thing, and you don't have to admit anything, say, hey, this guy does great work, so I'm sharing this stuff. That's all you need. And someone else will see that and they'll, and look at it, and maybe just help them find the option they need to get control of the situation. So there's a lot of value in sharing my stuff, and it allows me to get more people coming to the table and not having to pay Google AdWords a bunch of money for it, which means that I can lower my prices like I have. I put everything on sale till the end of last month, and right now the sale's still on because I can. So everybody still has a chance to get the documents for the judicial foreclosure, the non-judicial foreclosure, and the property tax lawsuit package. All have been reduced to $300 for a limited time. And so there you go, $300. Yeah, they started out at $1,750, and then they were $850, and then when the pandemic started, I dropped the price to $500, and people are struggling. I know it's hard the way they have this program set up and what they're doing to us, because I don't believe none of that shit that they're talking about in the pandemic was accidental. I'm sorry, I don't. And that's why I lowered the price and did what I'm doing right now. And I'm helping a lot of people, and I'm proud of it. Very proud of it. So let's just, make sure you leave a comment. That's the last thing. Leave a comment and share. So today we're going to cover the judge's immunity or lack thereof. We're going to check out the new lawsuit package that's making a splash, and that we're just got done talking about for $75. And we're going to talk about the main things in that lawsuit package that's smashing some judges in the face, and that's the Administrative Procedures Act and FARA. So let's just get started. People who, I've had a lot of people that'll tell me a bunch of stupid crap about the judge's immunity without doing the homework. Okay, I mean, a lot of people will step up and tell you, oh, the judge this, judge that. Ain't nobody done homework. Most of that shit that people tell you is stuff that they have learned from attorneys or from the conventional system, which we already said is all bullshit. Okay, and this is why when people call me, or when people send me a message or leave a comment on my YouTube channel, hey, what's the number I can reach you to tell you about my situation? Well, you know what? Your situation, if you're talking about the conventional part of your situation, it's all fraud. And we don't do anything with that other than attach a copy of what the attorney signed to come after your property. We attach a copy of that to the lawsuit. But as far as all of that shit that people want to tell me about, the services that would happen in 2008, none of that stuff, we don't care about any of that stuff because we don't use any of it. If you're going to be in my program, you're going to be in a whole different program. You're not going to be defending yourself for the bullshit that they're saying. What you're going to be doing in my program is going after their asses for the problem that is causing, for issues that are causing you problems right now. Okay, that's the difference between the conventional and the non-conventional. In the conventional, you go in defending yourself, defending all the lies that they're said. And the non-conventional, you're going in suing their ass for the lies. There's a big difference. I like to keep it simple. So as a general rule, judges cannot be held liable for money damages for acts done in exercise of their judicial function within the limits of his jurisdiction. Back at the gate. We back at the gate. Within the limits of his jurisdiction. See, this is the shit that most people don't. People read this stuff, or they listen and they're already reading this stuff with their preconceived ideas, and they don't catch on the words. And the words say, within limits of his jurisdiction. No matter how erroneous, illegal, or malicious the act may be. And that's Corpus Juris Secundum, section 86. So what it's saying here is that the judge can get away with anything as long as it's within their jurisdiction, as long as they have judicial authority. And they don't. And the reason they don't, because you're not in a judicial court, you're in an administrative court, and that's why they don't give you no rule, that's why they don't follow no rules or give you any of your constitutional rights. And that's the only thing that you have left to do is just sue their ass. That's we're learning how to cut to the chase. So court's decisions have held that if an inferior judge acts maliciously or corruptly, he or she may incur liability. Kalb versus Luce, and that's a Supreme Court case. And I'll post some of these case laws that I'm citing now in the comment section below after the video is done. So that failure to follow simple guidelines of their post and or rules of law makes a judge's actions no longer a judicial act, but an individual act. Yep. As the act represents their own prejudice and goals. That's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful. Now, case law also states that when a judge acts as a trespasser of law, when a judge does not follow the law, he or she loses subject matter jurisdiction, and the judge's orders are void of no legal force or effect. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but they're still doing it. Well, you know what? For the people that are saying that, they're not bringing the fire to the table that we have right here, okay? Because the people in this group, and our group, and people in the program are making some headway. People are still in the house. Okay, we got 600 something people in our group, 602 people in the group, and I had a lady, she just posted today in the group from Alaska. She posted it 64 days past the time the sheriff showed up to kick them out. And I was kind of concerned about her because she found me like 3 or 4 days before they were supposed to come to throw her out. And she had to drive down the street to get reception, to get internet reception to chat with me on the phone. I don't know how the hell she pulled it off, but she's still in the house. So in a government limited by the Constitution, the violations of citizens' rights should never be justified due to overriding government goals or objectives. And no branch of government should be allowed to extend its power beyond the legal limits. The above issues are one of the outstanding reasons why the framers of the Constitution installed the trial by jury as the 17th Amendment. And we'll talk about this later, but it's also one of the reasons why the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946 was actually enacted into federal law. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. And the Tucker's Act, but we'll talk about that on a different video. I didn't want to get anybody confused, like myself. Okay, sorry. Case law has proven that judicial immunity is not absolute. No man in this country is so high that he is above the law. No officer of the law may set that law at defiance with impunity. All officers of the government, from the highest to the lowest, are creatures of the law and are bound to obey it. United States versus Lee, and that is a Supreme Court case. And I'll leave that in the comment section. So now we sue the judge and cut to the chase. That's what we're learning how to do here. And I'm going to do a screen share and show you guys the package that I put together for $75. I can't believe I'm selling this for $75, but I am, and I think a lot of people that are struggling are using it. And I'm hoping to see a big influx in my Google reviews from happy people that's still in their house kicking some butt, some judge butt. Yeah, I love my job. I don't know if you figured that out yet. So let me figure out how to share the screen here with this Sam's card. Let's change that. Hey, Ken McGuire. Thanks, buddy. You guys are the bomb too for coming in here and allowing me to share your time. I appreciate that. BX Trust, what's up? Now, you guys are going to need to, anybody coming from Facebook is going to have to, I'm trying to see where. Anybody coming from Facebook is going to have to allow StreamYard to show your name, so I can see your, in the feed when you leave comments, because I can't. So when you come from Facebook, when you leave comments on StreamYard, it just shows Facebook user. You have to give StreamYard permission to show your name, so that I know it'll show more than user, and I'll have an idea who I'm talking to. And this is a link to our new online course. We have a new online course that we put together for property investors or anybody that wants to step up into the next level, because those documents in the online course are more powerful than what people are using right now. And the online course is structured so if you have rental properties at different places in the foreclosure process, you will be able to come in with this online course and defend your properties. You could even have a team of people handling the defense of your properties after they take the course. There's a lot of options. This online course that I put together can also be used as an entrepreneurial course for anybody that wants to start their own business doing this and helping people do this, like I'm doing. And I have a new guy named George. George signed up yesterday for the online course, and I let him know that if the government comes after you for helping people and using my stuff, I got your back. Okay, I already have what you need to stick up in their face, because I use it to stick in their face to get the hell out of my face and leave me alone. So, and it works, because I'm still here, and I got a whole line of attorneys that been sending complaints and shit. Yeah, so yeah, well, you know what? They shouldn't have pissed me off. Okay, that's the deal. Everybody's worried about, oh, I'm going to piss off the judge. Nah, dude. They're public servants here to serve our asses. Okay, you pay their shit. Okay, so they should be worried about pissing me off, and that's what I'm talking about, because now I'm teaching other people how to kick their ass in different states all across the United States, and I'm just hiding out in my office, wherever that is. Who wants to know? Okay, sorry. There, you guys can go check out my school and check out the stuff that we got. We got some new stuff going on over here, because we ain't playing. And everything that I put together in the online course and the programs and the lawsuit packages and stuff, all of those things were possible by people sharing information with me in our private Facebook page, Foreclosure Rescue. So now, in order to get into the page, you have to invest in one of our lawsuit packages, because it just was easier that day. That way, we got so many people in it. It's a study group that we do, and we keep track of what's going on, and that way people can report to me. Now, I don't need a report every day about all I need to know is if they respond to you, if they responded different than what we've already got on our videos, if you watch the videos and they respond according to what's on the videos, then you already know how to reply to their asses. Okay. If they come at you with some different stuff, that's what I need to know. Like, everybody's calling me because some of the older videos I tell them I want to keep track, and I do, but I don't need to have a day by day what you filed and what's, I only need to know how they're, and the way my program works, okay, is I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Now, I can coach you after you get yourself up to the plate. Okay, that's how this works. I can coach you and help you finish kicking, stomping, and tell you in the face or whatever, whoever is in your way. That's kind of how we roll. So you got to be able to watch the instructional videos. You got to be able to watch the other videos on jurisdiction, because those are the most important ones. There's videos and playlists in my YouTube channel about tips and strategies and how to control the judge. There's a video on how to control the attorney in a hearing. And I got all kind of stuff in there. Okay, you have to spend the time figuring it out and watching it so that you can learn this stuff. Because once you get started, you're going to have to keep up. I don't take phone calls. I don't have people send me your stuff. Now, there's been 1 or 2 occasions where, like Shamel, I had her send me what the judge sent her because we're kicking the judge's butt. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's a kind of different situation. Everybody's different. I do not take stuff people send to me. I want to send your documents to you. I don't take all that stuff. I don't want you to send me documents. I don't want you to send me your court documents unless I've consented to accept them. Okay. That's how we roll. Okay. I don't want you calling me, asking me, giving me your thinking out loud. If you need to contact me, the best way to do that is contact me in the group or on Facebook. If you're not in the group, if you have a Facebook page, you can message me or you can email me. I'm just too busy to take everybody's phone calls, and I don't want to be rude to people. But, if you don't follow the rules, you're not going to be around. And that's the way I go. I don't deal with drama, and I don't deal with people who don't follow the rules, because those people don't follow the rules and want to cause drama. Drama rules. Okay? Now, I'm giving everybody a free shot, a fair chance. So let's just finish up here. I'm going to open up the screen share as soon as I figure out how to do that. Okay. So this is the zip file for and I have it $2.2 million here, but you can change that. I had it this way because when I originally structured this, it was for state court, and state court can't really hear that much. I think 2 million is over what they can hear, but I put it there anyway. I think I also I'm going to pull it up and show you the document. So the first document that's there's 4 documents in this package, and this is what it looks like. Actually, when you get it and open it up, it'll look like this. And then when you click on it, it opens up and you can see these 4 documents that are in the package. So the first document here is inventory objection and notice of claim. So I'm just going to pull it up and we'll take a look at the front page of it. Came up on the wrong one. Here you go. And this is pretty standard. This is your objection to the judge's order and your notice of claim for 5.5. You can change that and put whatever you want. That should be read right there. So anything that you see in the document that should be read, like you can put whatever you want in here. Go ahead and change it. And so this is your objection and your notice of claim. Because most of the time in the situation where you're going after the judge, you don't really have a whole lot of time. So The notice of claim is something that their administrative policies or whatever, you don't have to do that if you can prove that you're being damaged. But we can do it all in one right here so they can have it. And, they can go whine about it because there you go. So that is one of the documents in the package. And the actual lawsuit, the front page of it, and looks like this. It's a little wordy. Don't like that. So this is set up for state court, but you can file it in federal court if you have to. We got a situation with Samel Maxwell in the group there. The judge denied the service and sent it back. And the state court refused to file her lawsuit. So because the judge sent it back because he didn't have a file stamp copy. But he's directing his clerk not to accept the copy, not to file stamp it. Yeah, well, there is public service in every state. You can do a public service. But what we're doing is filing it in federal court and then dragging his ass over because she already has a lawsuit filed in federal court. So she's going to file it in her lawsuit that she already has filed, so you don't have to pay another $400 filing fee and file that claim against him. Yeah, and then we have the marshals go serve his happy ass. Mm-hmm. So you can see here that we're going out. Like I said, you can change that depending on where you're at or the maximum state courts allowed in damages in the lawsuit for violation of the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946, USC Section 551, the Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1938. Now, the Foreign Agent Registration Act is pretty badass. And I have people telling me all the time, oh, well, they don't care about that because I mentioned that to the judge and the judge didn't care. Well, dude, really? Damn judge is in violation of the shit too. And that's the big ass deal because the Foreign Agent Registration Act and the Administrative Procedures Act were both enacted into federal law. So the Foreign Agent Registration Act mandates that any foreign agents, they must register with the National Attorney General. Yeah, I didn't know there was a National Attorney, but there is. And you can look it up if you want to, because I did. And they're supposed to register with the National Attorney General to be legal. And they're supposed to disclose all the people they worked for, how much they made, all of this stuff. None of that shit is done. It's funny how it goes. They made all this badass shit, but after they got done making the shit, there was nobody to police any of it. So what are you going to do with the violate the Administrative Procedures Act? Go ask the Attorney General to get after them? Are you kidding me? I'm sure they get right on that. But you can see here that, and this is just the start. If they're violating all of this, they're also violating wire fraud, RICO, money laundering, interstate. Yeah, they're violating the whole thing. I just left mine with the main stuff here because this took up quite a bit of the title page. So, and I think that the FARA, the Foreign Agent Registration Act issue, is very serious. And it's serious because if the judge is a bar member, and we already know the judge has to be a bar member to be a judge, and the judge is not registered, then all of the cases that the judge was involved in is going to get called under question because the judge is not legal if the judge is in violation of the federal law. Got a little power in the house, huh? Mm-hmm. You just got to learn how to stick it in their face. And you can't do that if you're believing all the stuff that they've been telling you for years, because all that stuff is, well, fraud and lies. So let's take a look at the other document in there. There's a couple of more. Oh, inventory notice of default. We put that in here because they are not able to answer to our stuff. So we've got to have that default everywhere. Demand for default pursuant to Rule 56C 2, 3, and 4. And so you can see that these documents are not very complicated. You replace the red font with your information. That's it. You replace the red font. You don't have to look up case laws. You don't have to do none of that shit. And people always ask, well, oh, what about it? Doesn't match my state. Dude, I use federal case law in all of my stuff. So you can file it in state court and they can't do shit about it. They don't like it. They bitch about it, but they can't do shit about it because there's no difference. There's no difference than filing Supreme Court case law in state court. The federal court is higher than state court, so you can file that shit in. Yeah. Now, it don't go the other way around. That's why that change of venue motion is so badass. That change of venue motion, you file that shit in their case and force them to move their shit over to federal court, and they're screwed because now they have to redo the whole thing. Causes a little problem for the ass. Oh, and oh yeah, we don't want to forget about this one. This is one of my favorite ones. Did y'all know this one's hot? Okay, notice a recusal of the magistrate judge. So, and you can put any judge in there. So, number one, anybody who's been on my YouTube channel and looked at the playlist for the magistrate judge don't have jurisdiction to be doing shit in your case without consent from all parties. And that's right on there. And if you don't believe me, just type in magistrate judge consent form and put your state in there, and you'll be able to pull that up. Yeah, I showed my wife that one day. She was telling me, oh, no, that's not, no, the magistrate judge, no. So I Googled magistrate judge, and then I Googled Texas, and it pulled up the document. I was like, And it shows right on there the law that they would be violating if they did do this without your consent, and the thing for you to sign and everything. A lot of times they send this out to people ignore it. So when you ignore it, they just assume that you're in agreement with it because and the way they do by tacit agreement, as long as you don't disagree, you're agreeing. So I printed it off one day and I looked at it and I just handed it to my wife. So what's this? Oh, so let's just check it out. I ain't trying to argue with nobody, That's not my wife, right? So she read it and she's like, holy crap, you're right. And I said, oh, could you say that a few more times, a little louder? Yeah, so the magistrate judge don't have jurisdiction to be doing shit in your case without consent from all parties. And that's it. But in this case, you're recusing the magistrate judge for ignoring your jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit and suing the magistrate judge for ignoring your jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit. You might as well turn the lawsuit into something way more simple than trying to argue the banking shit and the foreclosure stuff. Because if you don't address the issue of them throwing your ass under the bus, you might as well you should start packing your shit, okay? Because it's never going to work for you. You can't just keep filing stuff and hope that they're going to do the right shit when the whole time they ain't doing the right shit. So you need to address that by turning your sites and filing your lawsuit against them in a higher court or even in state court and make them be accountable for the bullshit that they're doing that's causing the problem that you're having right now. That's the way we do it. Now let me turn on, I think that's it on here. So that's worth $75, right? If not, you're in the wrong program, man. You need to click out that shit off of my stuff and go somewhere else, okay? Because you must have a program that's working a lot better than what I'm trying to do over here if my shit ain't worth $75. Okay, so the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946. The judge is in violation of the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946. And if you try to research this, you need to make sure you put in of 1946, or you're going to pull up Cornell Law Library, watered down bullshit of bullshit. Okay. And so many people, hold on, I pull it up. Well, yeah. See, look, and then pull it on the first page. Well, attorneys make the first page. A lot of shit that you pull up is put on there by attorneys so that they can continue to mess with your head. Yeah. So if I put it on here, I've done the homework on it. And I'll tell you right now, doing this for as long as I have, then I can see right through the head mess and shit. So I didn't go running around then. Yeah. So, but if you want to research it, you're going to have to put 1946 on there. You're not going to be pulling up anything. So this law was enacted in the federal law in 1946. And the law states that government administrative policies must be in harmony with the Constitution. And this is powerful. Now, this is administrative, so you can't sue for the $5 million on this, but it's in violation of the Constitution. And so you add those constitutional violation stuff in there, blah, 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 blah. And that's when the money comes in at. But this is where the control is, okay? Because if you put this in their face and drag their ass in court, they're obviously in violation of it. So you can order them to straighten their shit up. And if the court had to change its policies to be in line with the Constitution, oh shit, yeah, there'd be some problems going down. A whole bunch of problems. Be a bunch more people living in their house free too, because of all the fraud. So the policies must be in harmony with the Constitution. So the Administrative Procedures Act mandates that, in part, non-legislative rules such as guidance, guidelines, agencies, staff manuals, staff instructions, opinion letters, press releases are all called statements of policies or guidance. Guidance and statements of policies are not legally binding on the public because they have not gone through the required procedures to become legislative regulations binding on the public. Keeping it simple, if you challenge the court's jurisdiction to act in the dispute, you are keeping it at the gate. You can demand judicial review of the judge's misconduct for abuse of discretion, as authorized by the Administrative Procedures Act. Now, I don't really do that. I just sue them. Okay? The hell with challenging them, appealing, any of that shit, because it's not going to help you. Okay? I've been doing this for a minute, and I've been through some shit, and I've never been convicted of anything, but I've been through some shit. And I'll tell you right now, challenging anything in their conventional system, you might as well just kiss your ass goodbye, because the attorney structured that system and it's not structured for us. And I think most people, by the time you find me, you know that. So I'm going to show one more thing before I close this up, just because I can. Bam! This is the docket sheet, well, a screenshot of the docket sheet showing that the case was terminated after we stuck this up in their face. And we continued filing stuff for several more weeks because apparently they don't have a document that the judge fills out when the judge gets his ass kicked. And another judge has to come on to dismiss it. They don't have a document to fill out to send to us to tell us that the shit that their ass got kicked and they're done. So they just dismissed it, but they didn't say nothing to us. And so we kept filing stuff. I was getting ready to file the change of venue motion and move all that shit and send it right over to federal court. I ain't playing. I can file stuff in this case. See, that's the thing. The system is set up. There's no way. Well, this is what you should tell people. There's no way that you can win because the judge is not going to give you anything or whatever because they're all together and they're screwing you over. But now I can change that because we got to win. And in this case, another judge had to come on and he dismissed it. was a little bit, I think I've got one picture that that I'd like to use to address the situation. And there we go. It's a little bit hot in the kitchen. Fire! It got a little too hot in the kitchen for the new judge. And I'm pretty sure the new judge didn't want to step in that pile of shit. So, and so we like this. This is nice. We're learning. So now this $75 package I put together, we can use, you guys can use to stick in the judge's face. You don't have to spend a year fighting and filing stuff like I did before I got to this. And that's the beauty of working with my program. Okay, you don't have to go through all of that. Now you can just get the $75 document. It comes with those 4 documents I just showed you. The judge is already in violation if the judge allowed them to file the lawsuit and is even making you answer to them, and they don't have a injured party, and they don't have affidavit. They don't have any of the things that they need. They don't have an original contract. They don't have any of those things that they need. And the alleged lender didn't sign the paperwork. The paperwork's only signed by the attorney. And that's why you add the attorney to your shares and then one defendant. And the people in South Carolina didn't like that at all. I told Shamel when she called me and told me they were really mad about that. I told her that the clerk was probably the attorney's wife. So what we need to do is send that $5.5 million lawsuit to the attorney's house, so his wife can sign for it too. Because what we're doing now, we're not playing. Okay, if you have to file that, you're going after the judge's bar card, and you're also going after the attorney's bar card. And I would add the attorney's house on there. What the hell? You're suing the attorney for his house, and you might want to add his wife's car in there just to piss him off. You can do that. Hell yeah. You can sue somebody for the belt that they're wearing around their waist if you want to. So they want to do all this stuff. We're going to raise them. I wonder how it feels to them to face getting their house taken away from them and having their family out on the damn street. They'll know you serious. And they're going to want to know what law firm's been helping you. I had a lady tell me they asked her that one time. I actually told her they were going to get in their face about that. And they did. And she was laughing so hard she could barely tell me the story. And when she got done laughing, she finally told me, I asked her, well, what did she tell him? Well, she told him that her legal team was God. Shut their ass right up. They ain't trying to talk about God and devil's house and stealing people's shit. Let me close up some of these windows. So let me see. Oh, hi, Michelle. Nice to see you. So Gary Tucker said, hey, Coach. Well, that's Gary's fired up. We have one goal, simple goal, and that's just to stay in your house. I don't know why it was declined. I take PayPal too, BX Trust. You can send me an email if you're having trouble paying, and I can send you the link to my payment website, because I'll get on that right away. I'll stop everything to get your money, right? Yeah, if you're having trouble with that, send me an email or something. You can send it tonight. Send me an email tonight. Winning in Courts. Win in Courts 1@gmail.com. Let me change my banner. There you go. There you go. There's the email. Hey, Erica. Erica's new. If the lawyer's a third-party debt collector, could you send them a debt out? Oh no, Erica, you're new. I just saw you join today. Welcome to our group. I think I clicked you in the group. But anyway, we don't request shit, hon. Okay, we sue their ass. We add them to the lawsuit as the number one defendant because the third party debt collector is the only one suing you. The lender has nothing to do with it. And I'm glad you asked this question, Erica, because I'll tell you right now, this is the biggest mistake that most people make. Most people don't realize that the illegal mortgage scheme and the fraudulent foreclosure are two entirely separate situations orchestrated by two entirely different parties. And most people go into court thinking that they're suing the lender, and the lender ain't involved because the lender done a charge off, and they when the charge off process, they claim on their taxes and write it off and write off. They claim on insurance, write off their taxes, and then illegally sell the debt to the third party parasite that come after you. And when you add the attorney, that's the attorney's name that's signed on that lawsuit against your property. When you add that fool as the number one defendant to your lawsuit, you're the driver of the bus. Okay, you add the attorney, and the law firm, and then the last servicer. That's it. Just three people. We don't add all of those people because they only make you do that shit to confuse you and cause a lot of problems. Okay, you always reserve the right to amend anyway. So the person that you need to go after anyway is the attorney, because that's the only name on the lawsuit that's coming after your property is the damn attorney. And people go in and file their stuff, and they tell them, "Oh, well, you can't file that because you got the attorneys." No, well, these people didn't do their homework, and they didn't watch instructional video. Okay, otherwise they would have known to tell them, "Hey, this is bullshit. Look, here's an exhibit that I added. This is the lawsuit that you filed in this court, and it's only signed by the attorney. It's not signed by anybody from the bank, any lenders or service or nothing. Only the attorney. So that means that the attorney is the one suing me, right? Yeah, throw it right out there so they can give you some free legal advice." So, Erica, you found my YouTube channel. Check out some of my videos. Erica, are you in a judicial or non-judicial foreclosure state? That's really the only thing I need to know for now. Erica's on board. I love it. Diesel for we the people. I like that. Michigan, non-judicial. Okay. So the package that you need just went on sale. No, okay, I'm kidding. Okay, I'm kidding. It's still on sale. I'll put a link for it right here before I get in trouble. Now you guys see why they don't let me talk to the customers. Non-judicial. Now, Erica, you need to check this package out. I'm switching everything from my WordPress website to Sam's Cart because I can do like a one-page ad with everything on that you need, and you don't have to click on a bunch of other stuff because the clicking gets confusing. Believe me, I know. Here we go. This is the non-judicial package. Hey, that looks really cool with my YouTube thingy there. And there's a couple of videos in there. The instructional video for that package is in there. You're also going to get the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit. And the instructional video for that is also in the offer. You'll also get free, the jurisdictional challenge with affidavit is free. You'll also get the magistrate judge reconsideration package, also free. That package has everything you need to slam the judge in the face. The $75 lawsuit package is new that I just put together, but you have in the package what you need to do to get the same thing done. So the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit is what you need to bring a stop to the state court process. Okay, and if you watch the video, the way it's set up, you challenge state court jurisdiction, and then you remove the issue from state court over to your lawsuit in federal court. Because now when I say remove the issue, I'm talking about you challenge in a non-judicial, you're not in court till you're in the eviction process. So that's what I'm talking about. You challenge the eviction process, and then you stop the eviction process by removing it right out of eviction court over to, because eviction court can only hear immediate possession. They cannot make a determination on title dispute. And if you file your title dispute in higher court or even in state court, the title dispute trumps that shit that's going on in eviction court. Oh, thank you, Kerry Jackson. Kerry Jackson just sent me a little super sticker. Yeah, I have these super stickers on there, and you can donate money, whatever you want to do with the super stickers. I don't really make a big deal about the super stickers because most people are here struggling. They're trying to save their house. So if you can get one of the packages that you need to save your house, you're donating some money. I'm good with that. But if you got a few extra bucks and you like to send a super sticker over like Kerry Jackson, go ahead and I'll show your beautiful face on here. I'm going to assume you're beautiful if you send $5. Okay. Okay. She is beautiful. You can see her face. Okay. I'm about to mess this up, huh? It's time for a drink of water. Okay, so let me also post the package for judicial foreclosures, because people need that too. And it's on sale. Unless you're like Erica and I know you need it, then I just had to move the price up. And no, I didn't do that. I'm kidding. Okay, here we go. Looks like Kerry Jackson works at Great Clips. So anybody live next to Great Clips, go to Great Clips and get your haircut. Tell them Kerry Jackson sent you. I'm going to give her a plug for her business. And here we go. This is the judicial wrongful foreclosure lawsuit package. And you get the same thing. You're going to get the free jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit. That's going to mess up the court process, whether it's in federal or state court. Remember, all of my stuff has federal case law in it, so it can be filed in either court. And then you're also going to get the magistrate judge reconsideration package that has everything you need to smack the judge in the face with. I'm going to put I don't know if I gave you guys a link to the $75 bomb. I need to make sure I do that because that's important. And that is the link to the $75 bomb. It says change of venue here because I forgot to change that when I switched it over and did another and made another offer. But this is the one that you need I'm posting this being in my online course group. That's kind of cool. I have a Facebook page for the online course students because they're using something different than what we had in the regular foreclosure packages. So we have a different course set up for them. Oh, Erica said she bought it. Thanks, Erica. You're right on that. You're right on the money. So send me an email, Erica, to my email address at winningcourse1@gmail.com, and remind me that I agreed to send you over the United States of America affidavit of state citizenship, and I'll throw that in. Free of charge. I appreciate you pulling the trigger right now. Get on down, girl. You're gonna be bringing some fire to the table. And if you're not in the group, send me an email and I'll make sure that you're in the group, Erica. So if you have any questions, now you don't particularly have to be in the group. The group is great because you get to see what we've been doing in the group for the number of years that the group has been up and running. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I don't really put a time frame on there because I got some haters and people that want to get in my way. So they're going to have to work really hard if they want to, but that's the way we do that. And if you aren't in the group, you have a Facebook page, you can friend me. And then when I ask you why you want to be our friend, you can tell me, and then I'll accept you. And then you can ask me questions through Messenger. I would rather do that than to text. Okay, this is my hand and this is my phone. Okay, so my hand's bigger than my phone. Okay, so it's really hard for me to send messages. I send the message and then I look at it as I'm sending it. Down. It typed a bunch of stuff that I wasn't trying to say. Yeah, I'm blaming it on the phone. So, and it takes me so long. If you send me a message on Facebook Messenger or an email, now I don't check my emails but once or twice a day. But Messenger, I'm always at the computer and I can see when it pops up right there. And that's the best way to catch up with me. If I need to call you, I will ask you if you're in a position where we can talk. Most of the time, I don't need to call you. I just need to tell you to do your homework. And then I'll try and direct you where you need to go to do that. Now, that's the best I can do for cutting the time down for you, okay? You need to remember in my program, my job is not to make it easy for you. My job is to help you learn how to stay in your house. So that's how I roll with that. Here you go, Erica. Yay, thank you. Hey, thanks, James Golly. I don't care if it's $1. I appreciate it. It just looks cool. And I know you guys all appreciate what I'm doing. Please make sure that you hit the that you like my stuff on YouTube, and leave a comment and all those things that we talked about. I want to share one more thing with you guys before we get to the end of the program here, because this is the thing that pissed off the attorneys in California. They are grumpy as hell about this. I don't know why they so grumpy about it. And thank you, James. I do good work. I'll agree with you on that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to show. Yeah, that is what I wanted. No, that's not what I wanted to show. Okay, there it is. That one right there. Eliminate property tax lawsuit package. The attorneys in California got Facebook to block me from advertising when they saw the eliminated property tax lawsuit package. Oh, they were pissed. They was talking shit. They was talking shit on me on Facebook. And I tell them I'm pretty good. I just, I play football and I box. So those are two things not smart people do. So I have to keep everything simple. So I asked him, I said, let me ask you about it. You want to tell me that my shit is fraud and I'm doing all this illegal shit. I'm practicing law without a license and all that when nothing's about the law because everything you got to do is fraud. It has shit to do with the law. But let me ask you a question. If there were several owners that own property, before anybody could sign a lien against that property, all of the owners would have to be present to sign the lien against the property, right? Well, yeah. Okay. So the fact that the bank accepted your signature on the lien against your house proved that you own the property free and clear, or somebody freaking else would have had a sign. Bam. So I'm going to give him a minute. Yeah. They got mad and they contacted the Attorney General and reported me. And then they contacted Facebook and got Facebook blocking me from advertising. But I don't think they figured out that there's more ways to get shit done than just going by the conventional program. So I need you guys to share my stuff on Facebook, on social media, especially if you're from California. Because I love pissing off these attorneys. They don't get in my face and send me some shit telling me I need to cease and desist and shit. Yeah. And then I had a guy tell me he went to their website. He called me and asked me how it went. And I'm like, so who is this? And finally, so how did you know? So finally he told me he went to the Bar Association website because he was thinking about, he's helping people too. And he went to the Bar Association website and saw that they sent me a cease and desist letter. I was like, oh, did they post the letter that I sent back to them? No. I wonder why they didn't post my shit. But they're leaving me the hell alone. Yeah. If I had some free time, I'd jam their ass up, but I ain't got time for that. Don't have time for drama. I need to stay focused. And I think the last thing I want to share with you guys before I go, I want to share, two things. This is my pride and joy. It took me a long time to put this together, and it is super badass. This is linked to my online course. You got to click on it. Even if you don't need it, click on it and go check it out. It's pretty badass. Somebody told me, you should write a book. A book? Who the hell got time to read a book? People need a course. They need some videos and need some instructions and they need some documents and all that shit need to be lined up. So, what video and what document, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got the shit going down right there. I like that, Diesel. Don't practice law. Get it right the first time. I like that. Yo, get it right the first time. So what we learned how to get right is to sue the asshole that's helping them. And that's the judge. Okay? Sue the judge. And if I was served in the morning, lawsuit against my ship, that $75 package is what I would answer their lawsuit with. There you go. You got to let me know when you want to talk about it some more. Wait a minute. When you get another judge, because they're going to get another judge. That's how that shit works. You stomp out the first judge. They can't do shit without a judge. That makes us judge stompers. Okay, never mind. I'm getting carried away. Okay, guys, that's all I got for you guys tonight. I will see you guys in the next video. And if any of you guys have questions, you can send me an email. Or you can catch up with me some kind of way. Thanks, BX Trust. You hit me up or you have any trouble getting that document. And I'm going to check out here and go get me something to drink. I'm thirsty. Good night, everybody.